Hey everyone, I'm Sophia with Awaken Catholic, and this is Awaken the Saint. The truth isn't always pretty, but it's usually better not to hide it. Today we celebrate Saint Juan of Sahagun, a man who perfectly represented honesty in all forms. Juan was born in 1419 in, you might have guessed, Sahagun, which is a town in northern Spain. He was educated by the monks of the monastery of Saint Benedict. Being raised in the faith and following the customs of that time, he received the tonsure while still a boy. He was well looked after, both by his father and by the Bishop of Burgos, who were impressed by his intelligence and energy. By the influence of these two men, Juan was given several benefices, that is, a position that comes with an income, and was ordained a priest in 1445. Juan was in a very comfortable position, essentially getting money from multiple sources while working just one job. But as a man of morals, he had been put in a difficult position. He didn't want to turn down what had been graciously offered to him, but he knew that having multiple benefices was against church law. His conscience won out in the end. He resigned from all of these positions except one, giving up his comfortable living to serve in a humble, poor neighborhood chapel. He lived as humbly as he could, practicing harsh mortification and living in poverty. In 1456, after his bishop died, Juan left his position to better learn theology and canon law at the College of St. Bartholomew. He spent 4 years in study and earned degrees in both subjects. While in school, he worked at the college chapel, where he started to develop a reputation as a preacher. Juan had a way with words, and many people began to gather whenever he preached. His talents drew attention to him, and not all of it was friendly. He was known for denouncing sin in every form, and wasn't afraid to point out the particular sins of nobility. In fact, the Duke of Alba complained that Juan was making him look bad. While illness forced Juan to quit for a while, upon his recovery in 1463, he returned more determined than ever. He joined the Order of Hermits of St. Augustine, and his superiors, recognizing his talents, suggested he continue his preaching. Juan had lost none of his zeal or courage, and continued to speak freely about the nobility and their sinful abuse of power. In this way, he earned many enemies. He was even attacked by a group of women who were angry that he had criticized them for dressing extravagantly. Despite what seemed like a nose for conflict, Juan was actually known as a peacemaker. He was often called to put a stop to quarrels in the city, and was beloved among the common people. He had great respect for honest workers and advocated for them in cases where they were treated unfairly. By 1479, his health was in decline, and he died in June of the same year. Some suspected that he was poisoned by those who disliked his preaching, but to this day, no one is certain. Honesty can get you in real trouble sometimes, but there's power in truth. In Juan's case, it led some to hate him, and some to love him. Even Jesus and the apostles' ministry lives had similar outcomes. In holding to these truths we have been taught, we must be prepared to face the same controversy with joy and zeal of faith. Saint Juan of Sahagun, pray for us.